Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yesterday we just went over Node.js. We did not even talk about how it works and its functionalities and all. Okay, so today we will be doing that, but we will also be learning basics of JavaScript, whatever will be required by you guys to advance through this course. I hope that you have knowledge of JavaScript, or do I need to show you everything?
Yes, sir.
Uh, I don't have to go over the entire JavaScript, right?
Right, sir.
Should I go over the entire JavaScript or no? So I will be just teaching you guys arrays, objects, and functions, and difference between functions and arrow functions. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
So yesterday, Kohli Nanta, is she present over here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You asked that difference about Node.js for Angular and React.js, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so Node.js is entirely separate thing. You have the wrong idea about it, I guess. So I've just made a small presentation for you. Let me share my screen for now. Okay. So where is present now? Okay. So you can see my screen now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is your Node.js server. This is your Node.js server. Wait, let me get a dark something. Okay, so your Node.js server and client is something different. So your Node.js server acts as a kitchen and dining table experience. So you can call it a restaurant. So imagine your server being the kitchen. So this is your server, and this will be your client. Okay. So whenever you go to a restaurant, in the kitchen, you will have a chef, a refrigerator. You can call it. Okay, this should be store. I need to change it. Wait. Uh, so you have your database. Okay, so your database is your store. Refrigerator, we keep things that we will be requiring the most. So that is like your cache data. And then your chef is somebody who cooks, and he's the most important person. So you can say he's the handler or something like that. And kitchen entirely is your server. So in this and in your dining room, you have a waiter with you who serves the tables, and these tables individually, on each table there is a client. So this is how you see your backend and front end. Your backend is your kitchen, and front end will be your dining room. And then there will be a guy in between who manages all the bills and all. So that is your middleware. In a restaurant, you call him a manager or waiter. So in total, if you see, you have a server, that is your kitchen, a middleware, and a client. So this middleware, as I told, is that guy who does billing and all. And then client is you will be eating. So Angular is your client, it is your front end. It takes all the food from Node.js and serves the user. And this is where the user enjoys it. So you need to have your user experience nice. Instead of having the chef just serve everything and make it very noisy. So if there is no good user experience, the user won't come back to your kitchen. So in your kitchen, you need to have nice food with nice designing and all, so that it is attractive. That is why we use React and Angular. So that's the main reason why we use React and Angular. Okay, you understand me now? So
Okay, okay, sir.
yeah, so that's all. Mm, let's start with our coding now. So mm, let's just create a new folder over here, and we will start with our basic node file. So this is your first file. Does everybody have access to a proper computer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So if it is possible, can you start your VS Code in the background?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So you guys will be able to go with me, right? That's why I'm just saying. It is not necessary. You guys can focus on the lecture. I will share the code with you guys later on, just in case you want. Okay. So just create a new file if you are currently doing it. And I told you how to check for your node, right? So just hit node B, and if there is a version installed, it means that your node is installed properly. And now we will just run this file. Uh, so now if we say node app.js, see this, it says, hey, I am running, right? You guys can see me, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you understood how to work with start with your node.js file, how to run it. Okay. So we will do some small things. You guys know arrays, right? So array is said like this. So this is your array, and array can contain multiple objects of same type. Okay. So if I console log array now and run this again, so can you see this? Is it visible now? Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I just ran node app.js, that is my file name. So it shows 1, 2, and 3. This is your array. What about objects? Objects, they are not defined like this. Okay, they are defined as this.
Bracket.
Yeah. So in an object, you can have multiple files. So the property, sorry, an object has a property. Name will be my name, let's say, and work is full stack developer. I'm a full stack developer. Okay, and then keep this like this. Okay, you see, it got printed out. Now, if you want, you can nest an object over here also. So let's name this object. Wait a second, huh? What do we name this object? So my skills. My skill will have front end, and in front end I'm good with React JS. I'm good with Vue, and then I'm also good with svelte. Okay, what is wrong with this comma? Oh, okay. Let's just put this in backticks for now. Okay, and then in backend, I only work with Node.js. So if I now console log this, it says I have to save this file. You see, my skill is now an object. Now, if I want just skill out of this, so I can say object dot skill, and let's save this. Yeah, so my skills are out of this. Now, what if I want an object with multiple an array with multiple objects? So we uh, nest it inside an array. So we call it nested array if you want. You guys can call it anything. That's my preference. And let's just copy this from here itself. Okay. Now I would like to ask you a question. What if I don't put a semicolon over here, or remove the semicolon over here? Will the code work? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So I just removed the semicolon from here. You see this semicolon?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If I remove this semicolon, will the code work?
No, sir.
Okay. So you should know that JavaScript is not strictly typed language. So without semicolon also, it will work.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So let's just console log this out. Uh, we'll copy this same array. Okay, let's give someone else over here. So let's keep Shiv over here, and he's my student. And then his skills are back end and front end same. Okay, so now if I console log this nested array, mm, you see this entire array has been printed. What if I want just the first element of this nested array? So I can do this. Just enter the first element over here, save it, and run it. So just the first element comes over here. So this I entered 0 over here. Do you understand indexing? Hello guys, do you
Yes, sir.
understand indexing? So how does indexing work
Yes,
in
sir. Yes.
JavaScript? Can you tell me how does indexing work in JavaScript?
Yeah.
Zero.
Zero. Zero से start होती है, sir.
Okay, good. ठीक है, चलो अच्छी बात है आपको पता है तो. So indexing starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. तो अगर आपके पास कोई वर्ड है तो उसके अंदर आता है मेरा नाम आता है MOHEB. तो इसके अंदर अपने मुताबिक भले ही 5 वर्ड्स है, लेकिन कंप्यूटर के लिए वो 4 वर्ड्स है, क्योंकि वो 0 से गिनती स्टार्ट करता है. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
तो तो यहाँ पर जब हम कंसोल लॉग करने जाते हैं, सो इफ वी गो टू कंसोल लॉग ओवर हियर, so this is the first element. Let me just make this small. This is your first. This is way too big for me, I can't work with it. Okay, so this is your first element over here, and then this is your second element. If I put in 2 over here, I will get an error. See, you guys can see this undefined over here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that means that it is not over here. So you have to do -1 for everything. So if you want to select the second one, you can put 1 over here. So that is 2 minus 1. Okay. Now, what if you want to output everything? You can use a for loop, but trust me, in my entire career since 1.5 year, I have never used a for loop. What we do is nested array dot map. So this is a function, and then it takes in an argument, and then you have to pass something over here. It can be named anything. You can even say your own name. It does not matter, and then it should return something. So I will just mm, okay. So this should work now. Okay. So once I save this, and now if you will see, we will get two different console logs. If I run this, so you see this is one console log and this is second console log. If I want to mm, let me just open it in command prompt for now. Okay, where is it? Where is, yeah. So this is Windows PowerShell. I don't want this. Uh, okay. So let's run app.js over here. Yeah. So this is much better. We will work like this on half screens. Okay, so this is better, right? You guys can see this also and this also now, and we can have the full screen to ourselves. Okay, you guys can see this properly now, right? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
please
It's good.
respond immediately. I get worried if you guys don't. Okay, so if you see how this has been inputted out, we can just carry something over here. So it is the last argument is known as your index. So idx over here is your index, and if I console log this and run this again, what is, yeah. So if I go with this, you see how this console log came out. I console log just the nested array, and it comes out like this. So there are these brackets at the start and end, and then it is in just one object. We don't want to work with this. We usually work with a single object. So now if we go over here and then console log mohib dot name, and we have mohib dot work, and then skill.
Good.
Let's just change this to array for now. Okay, and if you see these console logs, okay, we get each and everything from an array. Now I will talk about destructuring. You don't need to remember this or something, but if you want just a limited or a readable code, you can say, hey, look, this is my array. So your first argument will be a mapping, what you are mapping. So just input your array over here. You put it in curly brackets, and then you take out what you want. So you want name, and then you want the work, and then you want to take out the skill. Now I can just remove this dot array and save this like this. You see, it still gives me the same output. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that this is your arrays, nested array, and your object. Any doubt?
Why we are using map, sir?
Any doubt? So map is a function. instead of going with the for loop or something, what we can do is just put map over here. Okay. uh, you want me to show you guys in for loop also?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's start with functions now. I will show you guys functions. So how you work with function is you write function add, then it takes in two variables a and b, and then it returns something, return a plus b. Okay, this let's not do directly over here. You want to do something with this something, whatever input you take. So const c equals to a plus b, and then you console log c. Now, why do we use a function? Anybody, why do we use a function? I could just write it like this: const a equals to 10, and then const b equals to 20, then const c equals to a plus b. Mm, and then I can just console log c, and this should work. Let's do this first. Uh, you see over here, I see 30 over here. So why do we use functions? I could have just done it like that only. So anybody over here who can tell me why do we use functions?
यस सर.
Reusability.
सर
Yeah,
हम
please go.
फंक्शन को इसलिए यूज करते हैं जिससे हम एक ही कोड को बार बार हमें लिखना नहीं पड़े, और हम एक ही कोड को उस
Okay.
फंक्शन नेम से बार बार कॉल करके उसको रीयूज कर सकते हैं.
Okay, चलो अच्छा है. और कोई? Anybody else? Come on guys, speak up. It won't be interactive now. So if possible, please speak up. Anybody else who would like to evaluate on this? Why do we use functions? No? Okay, chalo. So what Shiv just said is 100% right. We use functions when we want to add use our code one again and again. So we don't have to write different code for everything. So if I didn't have a function right now, I would have to assign a new variable and then do const a plus b, and then console log the same again and again. So this gets tedious over time. So this is why we use function. Once I create this function, I can just call it over here. Console. Let's not do this so fast now. Just say add 10 plus 10 and 20. So this is our what we just passed it down, and then we can console log it. Okay. Okay. It is already being console logged away, so I don't think we need to console log it again.
Sir, A comma B are arguments or parameters, sir.
Sorry.
A comma B are arguments or parameters.
The Can you tell me the difference between argument and parameter?
Argument is during the execution, I think, sir.
No, no. In function, what we pass over here is the parameter. Argument, we depends on you. If you want to call it argument, you can call it arguments. There is no issue with that. But what we generally call this is parameter. You see over here, it says parameter a any. So don't worry about that. That is just a parameter. Okay. So we just console logged it over here. But we want to get something out of function. So what we do is return c. So this c is now being written. So I can now say const add equals to add 10 and 20. You can say anything over here. It doesn't matter. It will just uh, make a constant named as add. Spelling is right? Okay. So you see this 30 over here. Why do I do like this? Let's make it a bit beautiful. I don't like it like this also myself. Addition of A and B is addition, plus addition. Okay. So if I do this, see, addition of A and B is 30. Now, this writing this plus also gets tedious. So if I have to write something in a bit short way, so I can just write it out like this. So over here we started our block in this inverted commas. So instead of using this inverted commas, what we can use is something known as template literal. There is a key before your one on your keyboard. There should be a key before your one. Can you see that key? Do you have that key over there? A key before one? Because I have that on my one keyboard, and on my many keyboard I don't have that key. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, do you have a key before your one? It should be a slightly tilted comma
Yeah,
like this.
yes, sir. Backstep.
Yeah, yeah, backticks, good. You do have that, right?
Yeah, yes.
Because on my small keyboard, that Razer one, it does not have that key. It is located in the right side. Okay, so you guys have it over there now, so it's fine. So that key is used to write template literals. So now we can just say addition of A and B is dollar addition. So this you don't have to write the is the sum of A and B. So you don't have to put that plus in middle. uh, just let's just say if you wanted to put something over here, then you put addition, then you put what you want over here. So now if you do this, this code looks bad. That's why we use template literals. There is no different, just this is easy. That's why we use template literals. So now this is your functions. Okay, now just in case I don't pass any value over here, and I leave it blank. So it won't work. You see, there is nothing being console logged over here. Okay, I did not. Uh, I guess this should work. Okay, let's do this. See, the sum is not a number. So the if you call a function without b, it will say the sum is not a number. You guys can fix that by saying, hey, look, if you don't have a b, just use it as 10. Mm, what am I doing wrong over here now? Um, okay, I just forgot how to do that. I will show you guys later on. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Mm, so this is your returning value. So this is A and B. We do something like this over here only. Okay, I will talk about that later on. Okay, chalo. So if you don't have a number, it will return you not a number. So what I was going to do over here is just tell it, hey, look, if there is no B, then use some value for B. By default, B will be that. So okay, so now this function is old and it does not look so nice, and then you have to write this return, and then you will have to do a const addition equals to add 10. So we can write something new known as arrow functions. So if we go over here and write an arrow function, it works like this. A and B is your input, and then you guys can just say return A plus B. Uh, okay, what did I do now? Okay, so this is your arrow function now. I'm doing something wrong over here also. What is return A plus B? Yes, so if I now console log this add over here, I hope that okay, constant identify add has already okay, this is the issue. Okay, let's just now it should work. Function add. What I'm doing something wrong now. Wait a minute, huh, guys. Let me just see my notes or something. Wait a minute. Okay, okay. We the mistake that I did was you do need to assign something like this over here. So this what we were doing, it should be done again also. Okay, my bad. I use React. So what it does is it fixes things for you. That's why I am used to that for now. So you guys can see this is 30. Okay. So we can now shorten this, and instead of writing a this all extra code over here, we can just say A plus B. So it just shorten your yes.
Sir, you have stopped the presentation.
Oh, I'm
Screen
so sorry.
invisible.
Yeah, yeah, I understood. I understood. Now it is visible, right?
Right,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So what mistake I did was I did not do this. I was just console logging the entire function. I was just saying that in React and all, if you do these silly mistakes in compile time, it just fixes them for you. That's why. So after making this const, okay, I will have to show you guys that return part also, right? So we wrote this extra code over here. That was not a mistake. I was showing you guys how to shorten our functions. So let's just consider this function. What you do is you replace that function with const add, and then you give it an equal to, and then add this arrow. So now if I call this, it should work. You see this 30 is being printed over here, right? So after this 30 is printed, what we can do is shorten this. We don't need this C. We can just say over here return. So it will return A plus B. So now if I call this, it says it is 30. Okay. And if I want to shorten this further, I can just say A plus B. So you see, it works fine. Now, what if I had many lines of code? So I wanted to do something over here extra. So this will say do something, and then A equals to A plus B, and then B equals to A. I'm just doing random things, and then I'm returning this over here. So we need to return two things. Okay, do you guys know how to return two things from an this? Wow, I'm so bad at this now. Let's see something that comes out different. Okay, B also comes out as a A. Okay, let's just do something. So we will do now swapping two numbers. Okay. So how do you guys swap two numbers? The basic idea will be swap A and B. So we will write a function that takes in two arguments. So let's just change this. So swap, and then uh, the swap digits are mm, okay. So now we want to swap this two digits. This is A and A plus B. Okay, so return A comma B. Okay, this is how you return multiple stuff. So now what we want to do is swap the two numbers. Let's just say uh, A and B. The inputted A and B will be different. So we have to declare them A equals to A, and then your B will be equal to B, and then we will have a temporary variable. Okay. So the logic behind this is you guys can shorten this, I guess, by a bit more. B equals to B and then C. Okay. Uh, Now output as B. So B will be 10, and then my input of B is 20. It should come for A. So A will be 20 and B will be 10. So what I want to do is first I will assign A equals to C. So now my A equals to C, and then I can assign B equals to A, and then assign C equals to B equals to no, where okay, B will be A.
C equal to A.
Right? Yeah, C equals to A. So now this should work. Let's see. A has already been declared. Okay, let's just do this. I don't know what I'm doing wrong today. Uh, New A, new B, and then C. New A, new B. This should work. What is wrong? multiple missing initializer in constellation. C equals to 0. Yes. We still have assignment to yes, yeah. Okay, so you should remember that you can't assign anything to constants.
सर
So
कांस्टेंट वैल्यू चेंज नहीं होती, इस वजह से
हाँ,
ये दिक्कत हो रही
बराबर
थी।
बराबर। हाँ, अभी भी गड़बड़ देगी कुछ नहीं, वो 10 और 20 वैसे ही याद है। या ओके, सो दिस इज आवर न्यू ए एंड न्यू बी, 0 and 10. New A is C, so we inputted C, so this should come out. New A will be 10 over here, right? No, C will be 10 over here, and then yes, this should be new A, and C should be new A. Let's try it right there. The swap digits are undefined. Wow. First of all, we need to take rid of this. Help me out over here, okay? I am getting lost today. I did this in the previous class also.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I think C equals to A equals to B, and B equals to C.
Yes. C equals to new A. Now C will be 10. Okay. Let's see what do we get now. Okay, now both of them are 10. Now we need uh, new A to be the previous B. Okay. So now it should work. Okay, now it's both of them are 2020. Yes, and then we have new A equals to C. We basically swap the places out over there. Yes, so now you can see that 10 and 20 is our output. Okay, now I wanted to show this because in arrow functions, we can shorten this to one line only if there is just one line to return. So let's say we got sneaky and we cheated, and equals to it takes in both the variables. So now we can just say console.log. What do you want to console log? Yes, swap r. There we will just put our b over here and a over here. So you see, instead of returning everything, I just I guess this should work now. Okay, so you can write this in one line given that you don't have many lines of code. So there is some other function now. Let's say let's take in our add function itself, 10 and then 20. Oh no, A and then B. They are supposed to return us A plus B. You don't need to write this return as well. You can just say const addition equals to add 10 and 20, and then we can just console log our addition. So you see the sum is 30. We just omitted out our this part, so it was supposed to look like this. So this takes up 3 lines, which is lots of code, and this return and all was not needed since there is just one line. That's why all we do is this. Okay, and you don't even need to write this. You can just say uh, add 10 and then 20 over here. So that is why we use template returns. They are so much better. Okay, so these are our arrow functions, and we also covered our objects and arrays today. Okay, uh, I would like to point out something right now. if you try to work with this, you know this keyword in
Current
Java.
reference.
Yeah, so this keyword is used to you see what we did over here was where new a equals to a, where new b equals to b. We could have just written over here this dot a and this dot b. So this is your this dot a and this dot b. So you don't need this also. You don't need this also. So now we would have just instead of using two new things, we could have just written over here like this only, and this should have worked. So, but since we are using an arrow function, it should not work. Okay, because it does not swap console. What happened now? Sorry. So if we now use this keyword in over here, it doesn't work. It just swapped some things, and it should not be working like this. So instead, we will have to use this function. mm, uh, Function this logger, uh, and then we will have some arguments. For now we don't have this arguments. If we now go and console log this, okay, swap is not defined. Okay, don't need this. Let's just remove this also. I did not see. So you see, mm, if we console log this over here, it returns us an empty parameters. So this keyword only works in the current function. So over here now we are not returning anything over here, but let's just hope that this works. And this logger, yeah, you see it just says function this logger. Okay, come on. Okay, my bad. Okay, so this, okay, so now you see this over here, reference one. You see this, the highlighted part. This is what your this refers to. So now this might sound confusing, and we generally don't use this that this keyword in our codes, but this is just something good to know that you can't use your this keyword in your arrow functions. So this is your arrow function. This is also your arrow function. You are not allowed to do that. It will just show you an error. Let me just show you guys for now. Const this equals to, and then this should, let's just see this. You see it returns nothing, just an undefined and this object. Okay, so this is why it is just a limitation of arrow function, as it gets assigned to a constant directly, but a function does not get assigned to a constant, so it remains a function as it is. So that is why functions work with this, but this does not work with arrow functions. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
I guess it's time now. So we will be doing tomorrow asynchronous JavaScript. Okay, let me just show you guys our 45-day plan. Let me stop presenting. I'll have to look the file up.
Yes.
Okay, so uh, Okay, I'm starting my presentation. Mhm. Okay, so you guys can see my screen now, right?
Right, sir.
Yeah, so we have this 45-day layout, and so I would like to know you guys, tell you guys that what we will be learning. So today, yeah, yesterday we did what and why Node.js and all. Then today I cleared your doubt for that you had one, and then we are supposed to do asynchronous JavaScript also, but we ended up using up our entire hour for JavaScript itself. So we will do that tomorrow, and then global object modules and require. All this is just a small thing. Like you guys, you must know the import statement, right? That import statement and that all thing I will be showing you tomorrow. And then we have the file system with working with Node.js, and then uh, we will be having our first hello world. Okay, so we will transition over here ourselves to the browsers. Okay, so and after this we will have a weekly review, and then your 7 day will be day off, but we have a small activity of 15 to 20 minutes. You are expected to join over here, so we will have different activities on different days. Okay, and then we will start working with HTML pages, routing, npm package, then 404 pages, redirects, and then express framework. And then we will start with going in depth into express. Then we will talk about css, pre and post process. That is your we have post css, then we have curve css, better css. You must have heard about SAS and scss, right? You know SAS and scss? Hello.
No, sir.
Hello, sir.
uh, yeah, so you know about SAS and scss, right? Do you I just want you to like know that it is exist. We will not be learning that, that is something complicated. So we will be skipping that, we will just discussing about it. Okay, then we will start with view engines, and then passing data with views and partials. And then we have block side, so we will be making our static part block side with routing and all. Then we will start with our middleware and next. So this is how we go through, and then we will start with server in week 4, and then in week 5 we'll be working with authentication, and we will just learn basics of React.js. So there won't be anything much complicated, but a small this where did we go? Now this block site will be converted to React.js till the end of 5th week, and then we will just go over small PW application. And then in week 6, second day, you will be given a project. You will have to select something that you want to make, and then you will have to make your project by the end of by the third day of week 7. Okay, so this is your 45 days layout plan. Okay,
Okay, sir.
yeah, that's all I wanted to show. uh, we will be doing asynchronous JavaScript and global object and importing things. So that will be for tomorrow, and I will just check out what did I do that wrong over there. I will correct myself and show it to you guys tomorrow. Okay, chalo.
Oh, okay, sir.
That will, yeah. So that's the end of the day. Stay safe and have a nice day. Okay, chalo, bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.